Okay, I'm about to speak some truth on something in just a second. So any naturalist, any natural hair extremist out there in the comments in viewership might want to exit the video now. You've been warned. So while our extremist exited the page, I thought I could put on some wings and maybe a little, and maybe mask my crusty lips with a little balm. And I showed you the dress, not to get your approval, but because I know this looks all beaded up here, and it is. And I know how people do. I know y'all, some of y'all sitting behind the counter saying, she went to go throw something on, really? And she comes back with a beaded blouse, like that's her everyday wear. Not that I owe y'all shit, I don't owe y'all shit. But on the other hand, just out of just casual respect, y'all shouldn't have to always look at me looking a hot mess. I'm getting it together. I'm getting it together though. What time is it? Can I make it? I'm not gonna make it. Because I wanted to talk to you guys about this. Okay, so I obviously just got out of the shower and it was a hair wash day. Look at them curls, yo. Look at them curls. So that's what I want to talk. Look at it. Just hanging. Just jumped out there. Just did a little Shirley Temple thing. So my fleeky curls are what prompted this video. Look at that. Look at that. During this particular wash day, oh yeah, by the way, I did a video on these cheap ass things. These cheap ass things are still serving me well, better than those crack clips could have ever did for all the money in the world. So I did have one set, I bought 2 sets because they were so cheap. It was $2.99 for a set of 4, girl. And so I had purchased 2 sets just because they were cheap, and if they did break like the Crocs, I would have backup. I am just now on my 2nd set. What made me want to come here? Go there, here, with the clips. Oh, that's right. So in the shower, as I washed my hair, I stuck this in the little, the little handrail where where your hand towel, you can hang your hang your hand towel, and it has a little soap dish underneath. This fit right in there without falling through. So I could just put this, I'll show you a picture, but I could just put this in there, and for as many as I needed, whenever I needed another one, I usually take 4 in there, and I only use 2. They sat in there in a nice little neat row, minding their business on their P's and Q's. So this was a wash day for coloring. I'm gonna start hiding my gray roots. I've been doing this for a couple of dyes now, hiding the gray roots, that is. And I got the upper echelon of dyes to get it done right. Well, maybe not the upper echelon. The high end to be in the damn store where you can get a hold of it. How about that? But the thing about that is you also have to make, first of all, it doesn't get all the grays, but then you have to make sure that you are definitely on top of things, because then you'll have a whole inch of new growth that will be obvious what you have done, little lady. So after having spent not excessive money, but after my collection of dye jobs, even DIY dye jobs, racked up X amount of a bill where I could consider it a bill, a regular bill. I'm not about that. I'm about financial freedom at this point in my life. So I was like, when I was using the cheap dye, like, wasn't it comparable? So I went back and got cheap dye. In fact, I got the cheapest dye that I can find. The thing is, I got 3 of them, but one of them was the wrong color, but I decided to use the wrong color this time to go ahead and get it out of the way. I shouldn't have. I learned some things about that too. But anyway, it put me in the mind of, because I know some of you chicks are real extreme with it, especially the bandwagon, especially the basic bandwagoners. But in covering my gray hair, with this cheap hair dye that inevitably affects the texture of your hair because it's cheap and God knows what they put together to make that shit with. And I know that natural extremists like to say, yo, you're killing yourself from the scalp. You can cause brain cancer and it's gonna, eat itself from the inside out, and flesh eating pandemic. My bad. Extremists are just so funny. I was thinking, as I often do, you know how sometimes I'll listen to, again, earth-hugging extremists talk about people about using things that aren't tested on animals. Look, I'm not for that either. But we're not going to act like you're only 4 years in the game. Okay? Bitch, I don't support anybody using poisons like I'm doing. Using poisons on themselves and not appreciating whatever is theirs naturally. Even though once you dye that shit, that color is yours. As I often think with makeup, like, people say, oh, you want the Westerners or the white man's this or whatever. There's validity to perceived white supremacy. But, I listen to the extreme people that say these types of things. They're usually in their 20s just trying to figure out life. And they heard something from one person that had a authoritative tone, aka motivational speaker-ish / triangle pyramid scheme tone. Snake oil salesperson came and told them a couple things, and it made a little bit of sense to them. They took it and ran with it, like the dance emoji girl. Yeah, they gonna go that far to say, you're killing yourself. And okay, well, she's killing herself slowly, and we are the audience. Like, what you gonna do? What you gonna do, bitch? What you gonna do? Yeah. So I was thinking, with the way dyeing hair affects the texture, even minimally, like all dye affects hair. Like, I don't give a fuck I don't care if you're using henna or whatever just roll with me for a minute. Just speculate hypothetically. Our basic logic says that if you're using anything, quote, all natural or not, if you're using anything that's strong enough to permanently or semi-permanently change the actual literal color of the strands on the hair of your head, then you are chemically affecting your scalp as well to a different degree, but you are still doing that. If you dye your hair with henna or whatever all natural dye, you're still affecting your hair using a substance that is strong enough to be a chemical level substance. Y'all don't hear me. I'm saying that to say this. I too discourage people from dyeing their hair, relaxing their hair, wearing weaves, particularly if it's in the name of trying to be more white / less black, or if their self-esteem is so crushed that they can't just be comfortable unless they look a way that other people has deemed that is beautiful, and without having used their own discretion. But if you just wearing a wig or relaxing your hair or dyeing your hair to change your damn look, you do what you want to do, and don't let basic extremist, bandwagon, very, very, very lost children of all ages dictate what's comfortable for you. Now, if you're doing some shit and it really affects your health detrimentally, and you can take responsibility on up and know that it is affecting you detrimentally, listen to your body. And maybe those chicks might be absolutely right. And then you take it into consideration, because they don't have it together. Those are the main bitches that life is all fucked up, and they just repel good men by the tens on a daily basis. I didn't say curve, I said repel, because they think they're out there being cute, and they are physically cute, but a good man will walk by them and they open their mouth and reveal who they are, and all those good men be like, nah, B. And that's like Again, kids that's been miseducated, the miseducation of your children. But yeah, that's like people who are fighting the fight against the war on drugs. It should be legal. It's a plant, not a drug. Same thing. If you pick it from out of the ground because Mother Nature grew it and you ingest it and it physically affects something, that is a plant, but it can be used as a drug. Hence, your other argument is that it's a medicine. So basically, you're saying it's not a drug, it's a medicine. Boo-boo, just because our ancestors' drug of choice grew out of the ground doesn't stop it from being a drug. In which cases we're using it as such. And just because you get a recreational benefit from it doesn't stop it from being that actual thing that you're trying to fight to get it legal for because you say it's medicinal. Same thing with natural hair extremists. You use a bunch of shit on your hair. You use the wrong shit, natural or not. It's gonna fuck you up. Just like if you use the right shit or right combinations of shit, it'll be amazing for your hair. If you use the wrong combinations, the wrong shit, it will fuck you up. Same thing with medicines. I guess the moral of the story is, if your parents even ever bother to offer you a line of it, use your common sense. Hopefully they extended a line of common sense to you along your upbringing. But if they didn't, and you're over the age of 21, get you some common sense and use that shit. It's amazing. It'll change your life. Common sense will change your life. Let's make common sense common again.